So the truth is that every once in a while, a client comes our way. And when I have a meeting with them, I'm intimidated. I'm shaken, my boots are shaken, and I'm intimidated, especially with Dr. Marcy, because she's such a boss. She's so legit successful in the chiropractic world. And it's so rare that I see that from this side of the computer when people knock on my door and say, "Hey, I'm looking for your help at Staffless Practice Academy." So I want to introduce Dr. Marcy. And as one of my, you've probably taught me more as a coach than 90% of the clients that I've worked with. Dr. Marcy, please just say hi, where you're from, what you do, what brought you to the world of staffless practice.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Marcy Sanderson. I am a chiropractor of 20 plus years. I graduated New York Chiropractic College, and I practice in Toronto, just north of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So nice to meet you all.
And when, you know, a lot of the people who come to my Zoom room to say, "Hey, I need your help," some of them have no staff and have no interest in hiring anybody. Some of them have a team of one or two people. You've got a company that you're running. You have a really successful, well-branded, well-run practice. Why did you want to check out what we were doing at Staffless?
Thank you. Thanks for that compliment. I think what attracted me mostly to Staffless, because yes, I have a lot of staff. But what made me attracted was the idea of not less staff. I think people have to get out of the way of the word staffless. And when I told my staff that I was bringing staffless practice on with me, they were like, "What do you mean? You're going to fire us?" I'm like, "No, no, no. This is actually to help support you in doing, one, a more efficient and effective job, and two, to have less stress, less work in your day-to-day operation." And that's really what kind of appealed to me, is I was having constant kind of turnover in my part-time capacity of employees. I wasn't doing a great job in really supporting my administrative staff, and therefore I needed somebody who knew how to run a staff in a really efficient manner. And Jody and her team have been exceptional in getting me and my staff, and everybody in my staff loves working with them. I must say that they are just so excited to get on a call, to be held accountable to, their tasks, and they just are driving in a way to be better at everything that they do. And I can see it instantly in the efficiencies, in our patient acquisitions, in our retention, all those things that you're looking for in an analytical kind of statistical way. That's all happening with a group and not just staffless.
We've done things like, for a couple of months we were running team meetings, and I was meeting with the entire team and saying, "What do you guys need support on this week?" And really just all hands on deck, giving that support. Then we broke it down to meeting one-on-one with a team, which really, I mean, talk about double clicking into people's talents. The people on your team are so talented. And it was just a matter of moving pieces around so that their talents were best suited for the role that they were serving, or vice versa. Was there anything else that you came to us, Staffless Practice, with wanting to get accomplished for your practice?
I wanted to empower my team to feel like they had a voice, that their day-to-day vision is being seen, and that, because again, as a practitioner, you're behind, away from the desk. You don't know what's happening at the administrative side of things, and they are the front line, and they're so important to a successful practice. So making sure that they, again, I didn't want to continually hire more people because our practice was getting busier and busier, and it is getting busier, but I didn't want to hire, 4 front desk people. I wanted just one person. And I found the more I invested in that kind of And that's the way I look at it, is I am investing in them, and they see that, and they recognize the value I'm putting into making them better at their job. And they're so appreciative. They want to live up to that as well. So empowerment was one. And I think education for the future, so that there was something that was sort of like a standard operating procedure that Jody always kind of hits home, is let's get this done so that the next person that does come in, can open up the book and go, okay, this is how they do it here. There's no questions asked. So that was really kind of one of the main staples for me as well.
I love it. Um, was there anything else that we've gotten done with your team or with you personally that you would want to share with people who, most of the people who are watching this are considering leaning into the offerings that we have at Staffless Practice? What else have we done with you where you really want to put that in front of them?
Yeah, I think and I just got off a call with one of my staff, is the biggest thing that it has really been instilled is the value of communication, and making time for that has been so kind of eye-opening, because every single time I would do a culture survey or hear from my team as to what they would like to see improved upon, communication kept coming up over and over and over again. And I'm sure there are a lot of busy docs like me out there, or practitioners who are out there, and they're running, their practice to the 100th degree. And you just don't have time, energy to kind of hold someone's hand or hear what's happening. You're hoping and praying that they're doing it. So to be able to have communication, open communication that is valuable, not only for me to be able to listen and hear what they have to say, but for them to have a voice. I think that's one thing that has really been helpful. Just even other things like helping us implement a texting strategy to keep patients engaged. Engaging our patients in a different and a more unique way has reduced so much stress on the front desk staff. And that's just one little thing at this point. I've been working with Jody just under a year now, and those things have just amplified the practice in a way that is invaluable, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
We have this whole recall program that Dr. Marcy's talking about, and it's so simple, and it's like one of the why didn't I think of that? And guess what? I thought of it. And then to share, here's the thing though. Marcy's team is so eager. They love what's happening there so much. They just needed the direction. Sometimes we get on with working with a team and they're just the wrong people in the wrong positions. But you've got a team of people who are eager to see you win, which I love that so much. So let's go to this question. If somebody was to say to you, I'm really thinking about leaning into Dr. Jody's offer. I'm interested, I'm intrigued, I'm just not quite sure. What would you say to them?
Run, don't walk. Immediately. Has been the most cost-effective and valuable thing that I've done in a very, very long time. And I've coached and I've loved all my coaching, don't get me wrong, but it was more for my own personal well-being and development as a practitioner, a healthcare provider, to help instill my vision of the future. But this has been so transferable across so many different levels, not only for me, but for my team, the systematic approach that has been presented to us. If you're anything like me, where you like systems and analytics and you're a little OCD, this is definitely a great program for you, because it's not just cookie cutter. And that's the thing I also want to make sure that practitioners listening don't think that it's just, here's the book and read it and do this, this, this. No, there's tweaking. There's, you still have your voice being heard. And that's the other thing that I was really, really valuable. I didn't want it just to be, um, inauthentic. I wanted it to feel like me and align, and that's who we are. So yeah, again, run, don't walk. This has been the best, I would say, 8 months, and the most effective 8 months that I've had in a very long time.
Ugh,
I
my
think my
cup
team would
runneth
also say
over.
that too. You know, I've invested in coaching for other staff or team members, practitioners, but never invested this kind of energy in my administration. And that's been invaluable for them and for me. So it doesn't mean that I have to be on the front desk or worry what's happening at the front desk, that my patients are being cared for the way I would want them to be cared for if I was picking up the phone or texting or emailing them. They're getting that same voice.
I love it. There are so many different types of people who come knocking on our door, and usually the first question is, what's it cost, right?
Yeah.
And my answer is always, it depends on what you need. I signed up for being a coach with the promise that it was not going to be cookie cutter, because that never worked for me in the way that I practice here in New Jersey. So with that being said, Marcy, I appreciate you. I honor you. I think that you are absolutely the cat's meow. And thank you so much for your time
Thank
today.
you. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.